Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. My name is John Megacycle, and yeah, I know you guys have seen a lot of Factorio out of me over, I don't know, 160 some episodes at least, but I wanted to take just a few minutes today and show you a couple of maps I made I'm pretty proud of. I made these maps in, what would it be, .12? The versioning right now is x.12.x or whatever, so think of it like a series. So we're right now, currently, we're in .14, and we're very excited very soon for .15, but I wanted to show you, like I said, some maps that I made. Where in the heck? Map editor, there we go. I made two maps. One was First Stand, and the second one is Final Citadel. Now, I wanted to create a little bit of a mini campaign out of all this, but I'm not really great with the scripting. The Lua scripting and the config.lua kind of had me for a loop. So what I wanted to do is, I guess these are more, vanilla mods are great for it. I don't know if any other mods will work. I don't think Bobs or Angels will work because of the way I have the ore generated. But I'm certain that you could use them if you really wanted to, but I really designed these for vanilla. So let's go ahead and open up First Stand. This one is an interesting one. I wanted to make it feel more like the feeling you get when you first play Factorio. The idea really is you're stranded and you've got to use your engineering ability to build machines, automate, factorialize. That wasn't a word. And then in addition defend against the biter and spitter swarm. So as this map starts off, our starting location is right here next to some turrets. We're stuck on an island. There's not a lot of real estate for you to get started, but there is some room. Here we've got your crash spaceship. There is a machine gun in there, some light power to get started, and some odds and ends. I do give the player a little bit of gears, and we'll look at that when I load up the map. But as you can see right here, your only real entrance and exit out of this place is already under siege by the biters. Everything is pretty much damaged up a little bit. There is some ammo in there, but this is going to be a knuckle-down fight for resources and everything before you can get out of the gate, so to speak. There are some oil patches around here. I wish I could throw up a mini-map and show you, but I'm going to let you find it mostly on your own. I did put some heavier patches outside, so if you can get to that as well. You do have, in vanilla Factorio now, you do have, what is it called? Landfill, there it is. So you can do a little bit of work, you can do a little bit of exploring, you can branch off, but this is where this is going to be problematic from the start. There's not a lot of ammo in these turrets here, so you're going to have to do a little bit of legwork to get everything slapped together and online and working, and on top of all that, automation and research. So this is going to be a bit of a mess. So let's take a little bit here and load it up. First Stand. Okay. As you can see, my Lewis scripting isn't the best, but unknown key. While I was trying to escape, my ship crashed on this island. I blocked off what I could with walls and turrets, but the attacks have been non-stop. Even though I have some tools and research, I'm going to have to move quickly to fortify my position and launch a rocket to get out of here. Same end goal, same premise, gives you an idea of what I was aiming for, but I wanted to make it like an under siege map. So right away, this is going to kick off. Already pretty heavy. Things have been damaged and destroyed. There's not a lot of ammo in these turrets. They're damaged. If you step outside a base, you're gonna get, oh crap, the swarm. A couple of landmines I put for a little more defense as well, but that's gonna buy you enough time to get some stuff going on. Now if we check out our inventory, I did give some stone, some iron, some copper. I did give the light armor and some steel axes. That's pretty much what I gave you to get started. From a technology perspective, let's look at that. I did give you a few pieces right off the bat. Automation, turrets, walls, military level 1. I thought that was pretty important and pretty key to get you started. That way you're not freaking out immediately if you start losing walls and you can't rebuild them. You can get walls going on pretty darn quick. And then of course in the ship is our submachine gun. That's about all we've got to get us started. As the rules usually apply, you're going to use your ingenuity and intelligence to try to get your way out of this situation. It is a fun economic battle, if you ask me. I enjoy this map a lot, and I hope you do too. Not a lot here, so you gotta move fast. Okay? Let's go ahead and get out of this one. So that was my first map, map editor. That was first stand. This one is called Final Citadel. This is my idea of what I wanted to start working on mega bases. And I worked on this a long time ago. This was 12 dot whatever I said. And the storyline is kind of different with this one. We have a ton of room. These resources are absolutely cranked. They are not infinite, but they are cranked, and you have everything you need to get started. Right here for the user, if you want to set up a mini base right here, you certainly can. There's enough stuff to just micromanage and get stuff going on, a little bit of lumber and that sort of a thing. Let's go to one of the corners. Each of the corners is set up this way, at least the two main corners, I should say. There's enough accumulators and solars for one radar, to give you an idea there. There is coal, stone, iron, copper, and oil. And this oil is cranked. Is there a way I can show you how cranked it is? Because it is cranked. 640% yield, 920. Yeah, there's a good amount of resources here. 1280. There's a good amount of stuff. Same thing with copper. Each of these tiles should be 2 million, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 2 point some million. The iron is 1 million. The coal is 100,000. The stone is also quarter mil. Same thing on the other upper left corner. The iron is 2 million a tile, 1 million, something like that. So that gives you an idea of what's what. In each of the corners, I do have a radar, and I do have it walled off. Now, the reason why I wanted to give the player a really good idea of what's going on is radars will create pollution. They do consume energy, but every single one of the entrances is blocked by some encroachment of the enemy. This one doesn't have nearly as much, could add more. But what this really turns into is if you don't manage your heat and well, it's not really heat, your pollution properly, what'll happen is these guys will start sniffing around and they'll come all the way from miles around and start harassing you up. So you have to be really in multiple places at once to defend all this. But there are a ton of resources all at your disposal. You could easily make a pretty solid, pretty huge base out of this. Whether it's a true, tried and true mega base, I'm not too sure. But I found on Reddit, like, everyone has their own interpretation of what a mega base is. You know, is it one rocket per minute? Is it so many electronic circuits? Is it so much iron? Or whatever. Everyone's got their own interpretation. And that's fun all the same. Whoops, those are my loaded games. Custom scenario, Final Citadel. I found a paradise, an almost limitless amount of resources and minerals. Too bad they found me and I'll have to work overtime to protect it all. There's no time for rest. I need to defend myself here for long enough to get a rocket out of here. So same thing. I don't know enough about the scripting, but as we open up the map, we get this weird shape thing. It's a couple of squares blocked in. When the radars start to do their scanning, we'll get better visuals and we'll be able to see what's what. But I didn't edit anything here. I did give a little bit of starting resource. But aside from that, there's really not much else to say. In terms of tech, I did give the same 4 again. Military, stone walls, turrets, and automation. Those are 4 techs. I believe they're all red tech. Yeah, they're all red. They're easy. It's just one of those things that would really take the pressure off of someone. But you've got enough materials. You can get some real burners going on. You can get even an electric mine if you wanted to. You could even cannibalize the solars and the accumulators over here in one of the areas if you wanted some quick electricity to just get started. So, lots of options, lots of resources. This one is Final Citadel, and I'm pretty happy with how these maps turned out. I played and beat them on both, or I played and beat both of them. I have a lot of fun with them. Yeah, there's just a little bit of trees, because you don't need trees a lot in vanilla Factorio, but they're within your borders, so it gives you a little bit of room to really figure out what's going on. Plenty of water if you want to build a mega steam complex or whatever. And then, of course, with landfill, you can make your own design and whatever. So, aside from that, I think that's really all I wanted to show you guys. But I did want to take at least a second or two here, show you my maps. Oh yeah, then I forgot to show you about these. In each of the other corners where they don't have the mega resources, there's these minor, I guess, resources where there's still a lot of oil, a lot of coal. There's a lot of stuff to just get you started. You're going to want some speed modules on these things to get the quality and quantity out of them. You're not going to need the productivity modules, that's for darn sure, because there is enough. And again, if you're not careful, these guys will come from miles around and they will want to have a chat with you. So, I think that's about it for today. I hope you check these maps out. If not, that's cool. But I would like to hear if you have any feedback, if there's anything you'd like to show me, or when it comes to scripting, I would like better conditions, better win victory measures, I suppose. There are some things I would like to change. I would like to make it a bit more of a series, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So, anyway, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I'll have a link for these downloaded below. These are currently configured for .14.x, and I'll be more than happy to put in more notes that are on the site with what version it's on in case I need to update it and that sort of a thing. So, thanks again for checking this out. My name is JMegs. I'll catch you guys next time.